Hello, beautiful Taurus gang. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie. So happy to have all the Tauruses here with me today. We are going to do your April 2020 tarots. The beginning half of this video will be love and relationships. The latter half will be career and finances. Despite what's going on globally, I hope this video finds you well. I hope you are tucked at home, safe, away from all the germs, etc. out there. So be good to yourselves, take care of each other. If you're bored and looking for entertainment, I hope that's what this video can provide to you. If nothing else, yeah, entertainment, but hopefully there's some important messages in here that you need to hear, Taurus. So we'll see what we can get for love and relationships and then career and finances. General readings on YouTube, that means not everything I say will resonate with all the Tauruses out there. It's up to you guys to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. I ask that you ultimately only take away those messages that resonate with you, serve you in some capacity, motivate you, inspire you, confirm something you need to hear, or the opposite, illuminate you to something new. Never force any message to fit your circumstance or scenario. And everything else is written in the description box below for you, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Like, share, subscribe wherever you can. Yeah, that's about it. We're going to shuffle two more cards for Taurus, for my Taurus squad. Actually, I'm going to use a different deck. Hold on. I'm being called to use a different deck. If you don't currently have a person, this could represent someone coming in that you haven't met yet. It could also represent someone from your past. So, all right, and give these messages time to resonate. Not everything will click instantly. All right, Taurus, let's play some tarot. Let's do it. All right, so we're going to check in on your person first. Their energy is presenting as, the Three of Swords. All right. Three of Swords, a little heartbreak, a little pain, a little sadness, but healing. It is, generally speaking, if it's not a card where they've started their healing, it's indicating that something is being worked through. Ooh, but interesting. What's on their mind? You are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It could also indicate that you're dealing with another earth sign, but this is showing up in their mental sector. So either they're thinking about you, Taurus. This is your card, right? We got those bulls there. And it could also indicate that they're worried about, or not worried, but thinking about their career, their money particularly. They're trying to be very financially savvy right now, make good decisions, good investments, be protective of their energy, spendthrift, being very cautious on what they spend money towards. It could also indicate working on their home, doing repairs around the house. Yeah, creating like a little cozy nest for themselves, be it like a financial nest of money, or just creating like a nice little space for themselves while we're all in quarantine, right? In their heart, all right, so in their heart, they are doing some healing. Sometimes this can be the card of like the husband or the father. I'm not necessarily sensing that, especially with this coming in as their heart. Their hope, their dreams, their wishes is to heal, is to get better, to realign their mind, body, and spirit. They're doing some internal work. And then the action they're taking, they're doing some major healing work. Yeah, your person's been through a bit of a time. They're at the end of the cycle, but unfortunately they dealt with some sort of situation where it ended in a capacity that was very disappointing to them, almost tragic. It was very, they went through a long bout of pain. It could represent anxiety or depression, but they kind of got the wind knocked out of them a little bit. And so rightfully so, I think they're taking the appropriate steps to take care of their health, their body, and really focus on themselves right now. So, I mean, in terms of running in with a cup of romance to offer, I don't really know if that's in the cards, but romance angels, interesting. Yeah, so they have the card of deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. I think this is who they are dealing with or were dealing with. It's almost like God came in to like take off the mask and force them to realize that they were dealing with someone who wasn't being authentic. And it's almost like they learned that lesson the hard way. But I love that this card is coming up because it's such a card of healing. It comes in, the Tower freezes from the Devil, 15, then 16 is the Tower, 17 is the Star. So it's realigning with God. It's realigning with your soul's purpose, finding your North Star and having huge amounts of faith and hope and spirituality that God is leading you in the right direction. So major shifts in this person's circumstance or scenario. They may have had to move out of a home or an apartment, move away from an ex or this or that. Their life may be sort of in disarray, but I'm almost getting the images of gathering the pieces back up together and again, establishing new roots, starting from scratch, and that's what this is. They need a fresh perspective on life. It would serve this person very well to go out in nature and connect with spirituality. spending time in meditation, things that put their mind at ease, put their mind at rest. They're not quite ready to come back out yet. I'm sort of getting almost like hermit mode, or I heard in hiding. I think they're maybe not someone who likes to be very forward and upfront with their emotions and get all mushy gushy and talk about their feelings. So they might be a little bit guarded. It's not to say that they don't have plenty of love to give. They do, but I'm not necessarily sensing that they're looking to do that right now. So, wah, wah. All right, let's look at you. What does the universe want you to know specifically about this situation? It could be a Virgo or a Gemini you're dealing with, or an Aquarius with this card. Doesn't have to be though. Let's see. You have the Death card. So a card of Scorpio is presenting as your overall energy. So you yourself, Taurus, are going through some major transformation and cycle. Potentially, I don't know why this would be showing up in a romance spread, but giving birth. And maybe that's not literal. Maybe it's not actually, giving birth to a baby. Some sort of creative project. Expressing some sort of love that you hold in your heart out into the world. It actually may be towards somebody who I don't take this literally, but because it's the Death card, it's almost like a near-death experience. It's something about this person. They really got put through the ringer and dragged through the mud. And if you already know who this person is, it's possible that they were just your friend or that you sort of knew them socially, but you may be coming in to offer like a gift of love to them, even if it's not like sexual love, because quite frankly, that's not really what I'm feeling from the person here. But you may come in with like an offer of love to guide them and ease them into this new transformation. This could be someone who's moved into like your apartment complex or has become your new neighbor. There's something about like a community vibe between the two of you. You're reaching out to extend like a helping hand is sort of how I would say it. But you yourself are going through major life cycles and transformations. And there may be a new baby in your family. I don't know if your brother or your sister or your niece or your nephew, something about, there is something about a new baby here. I don't necessarily think it's yours. If there's a Cancer in your life, it may be a Cancer is giving birth to a new child. And again, that might be a metaphor for something else, but let's throw something on it. Let's see what that's all about. You may be struggling to find a job or struggling to find work. And you may end up deciding that you're going to do something working with children, specifically in nature too. Something about like leading nature walks, or maybe it's working at like a camp. I don't think this is immediate, but it's something, it's like the stars are aligning you to go in a certain direction towards helping children or helping mothers. Some of you may end up being like a midwife or something about, if it's not delivering babies in the home, it's something about going into the home and helping set up like, I don't know, helping set up nurseries or being like a stay-in nanny or something like that. It's like a spiritual calling that you have. And it's something about anyone would be lucky to have you. You possess great charm, great fortune. There's good luck about whatever career you're trying to get into, because it does involve spiritual healing on some kind. Even if that's not like the main focus of what you're doing, your energy is very beautiful. It's very calming. Someone would be lucky to have you. I keep hearing that. And something about the name Clover might be important. I don't know if that's like the name of a pet, like a rabbit or like a dog. The name Clover. Is that a last name? I mean, I suppose it could be. Yeah. Or the number 2 might be significant. Twins, two Scorpios. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at where your head is at or what the universe wants you to see about this. So there's room to grow. There's room to build here. This isn't the most like, again, hyperly sexually charged card. It's more about collaboration and teamwork. I think you're helping this person gain back some structure. Particularly if they've had to move, you're helping them. You may literally be helping them move stuff or open up a new business, but it's almost like the physical labor. It's like you come in to help them move a couch, or you help them paint their walls, or something like that. So sorry about that, guys. All right, we're back. I had to do a puff of my inhaler real quick. I could hear myself wheezing. We don't want that. All right. So yeah, I think the universe wants you to see or understand that there's potential for growth. There's potential for something about to get a solid structure out of this. But it's still a little bit awkward right now with the 3. This is a great card. I really don't see any negatives coming through, especially someone who's looking to build and reestablish their roots, get a nice solid foundation. I think you're going to be a key player in that foundation. But it does indicate to me not necessarily third party in terms of romantic suitors, but this person has multiple people helping them. So if you're looking to be kind of like the center of attention, like the one who comes to save the day, it's not so much that type of relationship. And I'm trying to be very blunt and honest with you guys, right? I think this person values you, or again, some of you don't even know this person yet, but I think this person values you and sees you as like a really solid, like a solid, reliable person in their life, but I'm not sure they've even thought about you romantically yet. But, okay, this is coming up in your mental sector, the idea of, there's room for growth and collaboration here. There's room for some love, but because it's the aces always start with us. So make sure your cup runneth over for yourself. Make sure you kind of like just in the month of April, that's what I'm reading for, that you are focusing on taking care of yourself, that you're not maybe overextending your energy to help other people. And here's the thing, it has nothing to do with you're looking to get something out of it. But I guess it's setting firm boundaries for yourself. If someone is asking for your help to, literally help me move my furniture, don't come in thinking that that's like a romantic or flirtatious offer. It's sort of like see it at face value for what it is. Pentacles, the 3D, things you can reach out and touch, the substance of it. If the substance isn't calling for love and flirtation, maybe hold back on that. There's something about like an outpour. It's almost like Old Faithful. It's just like, I love you. But it's like, maybe you got to tame that back just a little bit until that person is in a better headspace. Because yeah, right now the action card they have is this. It's kind of like they have a whole mess of things to sort of sort out and work through. And it's not to say you can't be an emotional support system. But again, in terms of reaching out with flirtation, that seems like it would be out of place currently, okay? So what is showing up in your heart space that the universe wants you to see? Hey, hang in there. This is actually very positive to me. It's not saying like if this came up in your heart sector, I would be concerned. I'd be like, Taurus, turn the other way. No, but it's this. It's like, it's a transitional phase, right? And for you as well, you're going through some major life transformation as well. Before we get to that change where you actually see it and feel it in the 3D, that tangible change that somebody may be opening up to you, this is saying, again, take some time to yourself in rest and repose. That 4 he makes with his legs, the upside down 4, it does indicate the safety zone, the comfort zone. Again, let's get rooted, because right now it's that awkward 3. Let's get to like the 4 of Pentacles, where it's like a nice solid foundation from which we can build. I think this person will see you eventually. It's something about you both have that light over your head. You both might be light workers. It's something very positive, like the yin and the yang to this. You guys share similar values. You're focusing on similar things. And right now that thing is yourself. It's your own health. It's your own well-being. It's your own spiritual journeys and paths. Clearly you guys have had like this crossroads for a reason. I'm sure there's a reason why you guys are being brought together and potentially collaborating on something. Maybe it's even like a creative business project, right? I don't think they're seeing you romantically yet, but to be honest, this is saying to me, wait a little longer, because there will be development in that area. And in the heart space, there will be transformation and it does have to do with you nurturing them, almost like, this is a weird metaphor, so please don't twist this in an awkward way, but there's something about they almost lean on you the way they would for parental support. It's because they're really down and out, and you kind of come into, maybe it's financial support, maybe it's emotional support. You're like a rock for them, and there's something to do with that reverses later on where they kind of become a rock for you. So, and I hate to make it like this weird, like tit for tat thing, but it seems like this is a beautiful relationship where you guys got each other when you're both kind of struggling in areas of life. But right now it's like the center, the attention is more on them, and rightfully so. Like they're struggling with some things. So it's almost like you're taking one for the team, or however you want to phrase it. But things are going to work out for you. Like eventually, this caterpillar will become a butterfly. There will be flight. There will be movement and developments in your heart space in the arena of love. But right now it's a bit delayed. It's like a yellow light in traffic. It's like, and we're slowing down, right? So the action you're going to be taking, yeah, beautiful. It's like a card of community of this isn't in this spread particular, but it's very like non-sexualized love. Sometimes I see this as like a sibling dynamic, or again, reaching out to your neighbor, asking if they need help, asking if they need anything. It's shown with children. It's very innocent. It's very pure, right? The intentions are pure. There's no ultimatum. There's no ulterior motives. There's no like tit for tat. It's just like, here, I brought you this flower. Like it is what it is, right? It's at face value. You can take things at face value. You don't need to be all in your head right now of, well, they said this, but did they mean this? And I think they were flirting. Like, there's no room for that right now. It's very blunt. It's very obvious. It is what it is. There's no, in your heart though, I do think that there's the dreamer in you wants this to be something romantic. And here's the thing. It's not saying it couldn't be, because that card is coming up, but that doesn't necessarily indicate that it's with this person. If you're looking for love and romantic gestures, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm telling you, the first person we read for here, it's not going to be with them in the month of April. In fact, I got to be real with you guys. If you're waiting on this person that I've read for, you're not even looking at like the next couple months. This would start developing in like, I even think like October. Like it's going to take a person a while to get there, like rerouted. But that's a good thing. Like you wouldn't want this person to rush into a situation with you when they're feeling like this, because that is not a beautiful relationship from which you can build something that's going to stand the test of time. Like there's no longevity in, romance with someone who's feeling like that internally. That is a giant red flag. So it's almost like a gift to you that this person isn't ready yet, because it would be a disservice to you to try and get into a relationship with someone who hasn't healed their wounds yet. Again, you can be a friend, you can be a neighbor, you can be a support system for them. There may actually be another option with this chemistry card coming in. Someone, I want to say an Aries. I don't know why I'm being called to say Aries, but you've caught someone else's eye where there's actually a very much stronger magnetic or kinetic bond, however you want to say it. But it might surprise you with who it's from. It could be another Taurus as well, or an Aries Taurus cusper. Yeah, there's expansion in your friendship and in your love life in ways that you haven't anticipated. The Wheel of Fortune came out, so that's Jupiter energy. Sometimes could indicate a Sagittarius, doesn't have to. But you also have the star. All right, so here's the thing. Same card, different decks, right? I would not give up hope on this person, but I want to be absolutely clear. I would not put your life on delay or on pause to wait for a romantic partnership with this person. There's a need to let it develop organically, and it's almost like put it in the hands of God. This card is all about fate and divine timing. If it's meant to be, if it's written in the stars, right, with the star card, potentially with an Aquarius, that will come into you when it is supposed to. But again, there's a need to focus on self-love. And I do want to say your career right now, the things you can be building from home, or spiritual practices that you can be doing on your own that's going to make you, again, aligning your mind, body, and spirit, making you physically, mentally, emotionally prepared for like a great relationship that's really going to like knock you off your feet. Something where you're going to feel like, again, it was divinely guided. It was written in the stars for you all to meet. That's what's coming in. But yeah, you need to keep vibing high. I just keep wanting to underscore, focus on practically what is in front of you, what is in your hands. If you're thinking of a person and they're not reaching out to you, that in itself is a red flag. So there's two different ways to go with that, right? You're waiting and dreaming on a person you want to have a relationship with, but they're not reaching out to you, let's say. A, you can reach out to them and see if you get a response. Or B, you can choose to take that as a sign like, okay, they're not ready for me. I'm going to focus on something else. Again, you are in the driver's seat of your own life, but you need to be practical with how you approach things. None of this to me is saying, yes, live in dreamland. There's not a lot of cups going on here. There just isn't. Again, there's very non-romantic, almost platonic love, but it's not sexualized. This card to me is much more sexualized, but again, it's going off in another direction. It could be with a Gemini. Anything else we need to know about this chemistry card? A Gemini or a Sagittarius? You're closing yourself off to other options. There's someone else who's interested in you and may even present a flirtation, a small romantic gesture in love, but it's almost like you're closing your cup off. You're like, nope, sorry, I'm saving myself for this other person. You don't need to do that. In fact, the universe really doesn't want you to do that. And it may also be valuable for you to, try a few people on for size, because you may end up discovering that you like this person even more than the one you thought. However you choose to proceed, don't close your cup of love off. Don't make a snap judgment on someone, because there's more than meets the eye here. It's like with this, like, divine timing, it's good luck, it's good fortune. So offers that just kind of fall in your lap, they're worth considering. All right, guys, I'm going to pause you real quick, and then we're going to hop into career and finances. All right, Taurus, let's do it. Brand new spread, brand new deck. This is going to be career and finances for my Tauruses. Messages for Taurus' best and highest good for the month of April 2020. Messages Taurus needs to hear: career, money, finances, jobs, internships, payouts, loans, court settlements, anything we need to know about money. Messages for their best and highest good. What does Taurus need to know? Taurus. The month of April, Taurus. The Taurus squad, career, money, and finances. Okay, great. Let's do it, Taurus. All right, bottom of your deck, Seven of Swords. All right, what the hell is that about? Sometimes it's just a card of indecision. The idea of, I've already kind of moved on mentally, but there's something still calling me back to the past that made you happier. Interesting. You're being called back to a creative project, something you enjoyed in childhood. And maybe you were told it could never be a main source of income. It could never be your career, but there's something about that career that you dream of. It's very liberating. It's very joyful. It shines light on people. It illuminates. It brings them warmth. You're looking back to some sort of career involving like the sun, or again, childhood, working with children, working with babies, preemies, I just heard. Yeah, so maybe something in a hospital. Again, we said something about like a midwife or delivering baby. Again, that's not for everyone, but for one or two of you. Yeah, there was actually something in the past that you turned your back on, I think, because you were told that logically it was not a sound or safe career choice. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily true, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go after it. Sometimes the most logical idea isn't the one that truly makes us happy. The one that makes your heart sing, yeah, you're going back to unearth it. You're going back to revive something in the past. It might be something that your priest or somebody in a church told you had a gift for spirituality. It could also be something you're trying to prove the value or the worth of it to your father. I'm hearing the word father. So that could be like priesthood, or that could literally be your father. Again, it could be working with families, the mother, the father, the baby, the child, something about the father, and a fresh cup of love. A new source of income. It's a fountain of wealth. It's like evergreen. It's always springing up and offering fresh, healthy abundance. And I do think it's indicating money flow there to me. All right, so you have pretty solid cards here. Your energy in the month of April is presenting as the Two of Wands. So at a bit of a crossroads in terms of the action you want to take next. Wands always indicate action. You hold the world in your hands, though, so there's some sort of idea that you could make bigger. I just get the vision of someone like throwing a ball out into like the universe, like into the solar system. So maybe you do some sort of spiritual work involving like astrology and the planets or something like that. Yeah, it's asking how you want to move forward with it. And there is no wrong decision. But there is the idea of going back to something in the past. And some of you are hesitant to do that because you've already taken some stride forward or some step forward with this wand in your hand of like your career path, your career goal. But it does sort of seem like you're recalibrating. Now I'm getting like the GPS, like reconfiguring to actually go back and look at that one that you left behind. And that's what's going on here mentally. It's like you course correct, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're in broad daylight. So to me, that means it's coming from a very pure place. It's like God or spirit or whoever, maybe it's your father, has illuminated you to the idea that there's something you left behind that your mind is still very much attached to. But it's not necessarily your mind nagging at you. Your mind is trying to draw you back to something that brings you great joy. Not only does it bring you joy and happiness and maybe income, it also provides that to the community. So maybe you're putting money back into like charity organizations or foster homes or something. It's something about doing good for the community, light work or something. Again, spiritual practices. But yeah, it's like your heart is invested in it. Like your cup runneth over with love, not just for you, but like for the world or for the children, man. Do it for the children. All right, cool. So then your challenger focus is the 1111, the soulmate card, question mark. Maybe you guys are wrapped up in finding a soulmate. That's possible. Could also indicate finding your soul path, your dream career, something it feels like you were destined to do. It's parallel to your visions and to your goals and to your ideals, your moral code, your ethics. It's something that it just fits. It's parallel to it. And it's just getting that road to cross. It's bridging the gap of what I want to do versus what I would like to do. And the kind of meeting in the middle. We need to get it's like metaphorically getting to an intersection where there can be a hybrid of something. And maybe that hybrid is choosing a career that you love that is also, lucrative. Maybe that's been a challenge for you. But again, beautiful card, bright, big, yellow, sunshine, illuminated. Frequently, this is a card of weddings and celebrations, at very minimum with the wands, the 4. Again, 4s can sometimes be a comfort zone. In this situation, this comfort zone is a fantastic one because it's more about celebrating a milestone. It's an accomplishment of, we've made it. Let's, cheers to me. Let's tip back some champagne and celebrate. We reached a goal, right? It doesn't have to be a huge goal, but even the idea of erecting a banner or something like that, celebrating yourself, celebrating your accomplishments, you need to be giving yourself more credit. Sometimes you get, caught in a lackluster state where it feels like you're never good enough. This is almost it's in metaphor, but maybe literal for some of you. It's throw a party for yourself. Take it easy on yourself. I think you're doing the best you can, and not everything is going to slide into place instantly. Give it time, because organically there's something that it's destined to grow. It's upwardly mobile. There's room for financial growth, but also spiritual growth with wands. You could be collaborating with an Aries on some sort of project. Something about 6 wands. It's almost a guarantee. It's almost a victory. Something about a collaboration with an Aries. Maybe that's just the idea that you're envisioning it. And when you can envision something and understand what it would do for you and the emotion that it spawns and financially how it could do something for you, that's a good time to start manifesting it into reality then. Because again, it's something about if you can envision it, you can do it. But if you're still sort of cloudy and unclear about where you stand on something, the universe doesn't really know what to do with that either. So get straight, right? Get very narrow thinking in terms of how you're going to go about this. And sorry, by narrow, I mean precision, detail, honing in, zooming in on the actual details of it, not just a broad, well, someday I'd like to do this, or don't pick broad strokes, zoom in, hone in on it. Even on your relationships too. I mean, this is for career and finance, but something about the teamwork or the collaboration is coming through here, particularly with a fire sign. I want to say Aries or a Leo. The help available to you is collaboration. I feel like you got this card a lot, Taurus. It's a card of teamwork, collaboration. You definitely had it in your last spread. I'm going to throw one on each. Why is the 4 of Wands coming up as the challenger focus? Even this party, it's like you're looking at it at a distance. You're very far from these people, right? There's something about, and obviously social distancing, yes, this isn't going to be literally in April, right? It's messages you need to hear. There is an idea of moving in close, zooming in on the target, but it's not just, something about a lens, like a photographer's lens. Some of you might be doing cinematography or photography. It's not just zooming in, it's walking up to people and networking with them. It's talking with them. It's gaining valuable ideas and valuable knowledge on people who are already working in that field or who are already successful in that field. Don't be afraid to reach out to them and ask for advice, because that's what's going to help you grow your own business, right? You have to be a self-advocate. Yeah, you have to advocate for yourself. And there is something about mingle with the people. I do keep wanting to say that. Mingle with the people. You may work in event planning or wedding planning some sort of events. Yeah, that's you, Taurus. Yeah, I love this card. It's so hippy dippy. I love it. I think this deck is amazing. Star Spinner Tarot. Shout out to them. It's a new deck to me. I think it's awesome. He's so chill and he's so cool. He almost has this rock star vibe to him, where it's just hey, peace, chill. It's real cool, guys. It's just an interesting interpretation of the Hierophant, and I love it. Sorry. What I'm getting at though, it's almost like you networking in some sort of social event or setting. It's I'd like to chime in. Here's my 2 cents, or even the opposite, getting attention. Hey, do you mind can I just ask you a few questions? You may be at some sort of lecture or some sort of hall where someone's giving a speech, and you literally are being asked to literally raise your hand and ask questions. That's you, Taurus, right? That's your card, because the keys are right there. You're trying to unlock the door to your destiny, to your, again, your soul path, your career path. And this even looks like a door, doesn't it? Again, some sort of accomplishment or milestone. You're making it easy on yourself by asking for directions, by asking for help. Don't be too prideful, or don't let ego stand in your way of sort of bowing down to the idea that you don't know everything. You know, you're on a spiritual journey too. With that comes lessons. So yeah, it's something about don't have a chip on your shoulder. It's okay to again, mingle with the people, especially those who have experience. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that? There is a sense of embarrassment or shame in wanting to ask for help here. Almost the way he's like concealing his eyes. It's like he doesn't want to be seen. Wanting to remain anonymous while still reaching out for help. So I don't know, maybe do it online then? I don't know, Taurus, whatever. Let's see. So the help available to you is 3 of Pentacles. So again, teamworking, networking, collaboration, asking a friend, asking for ideas, looking at the ground plans. And then you have the 7 of Cups. So you may have different options of ways you want to take your business, or it could even be schools you want to apply to, or team members you want to bring on board for the help. The help available to you is that you do have options. There's specifically a group of 2 or a group of 3, potentially including yourself, that it's magic, it's fire. It's something about all the elementals are there. So I don't know if you would even be in a position to know this, but it's something like all the elementals are represented. So you have like an earth sign, a fire sign, a water sign, and you an earth sign. Yeah, it's almost like a little witch's coven. And so maybe that's something that has to do with your career. I mean, give or take, right? There's definitely elements of spirituality here. Something about like a seance, like getting a group of people together and doing like, we've like reappropriated the term witch. I think that's pretty much, acceptable now as, people who work in nature with the elements, right? Yeah, there's something about sort of like a seance and getting together and manifesting, speaking things into creation, working with elements, working with each other, something about like your soul tribe, your soul sisters. I am getting very feminine energy here. The 7 of Coins, yeah, it's some sort of business opportunity you could develop together. You may open like a crystal store or like a jewelry store, or something about a little shop with like a window where people can see in, and I don't know if it's like candles, but it's sort of like a spiritual store. You may sell tarot cards or crystals or candles, or maybe you offer some sort of like, I don't know, Reiki sessions or something about that. You're starting to plant the seeds now, but I'm almost getting the seeds are more internal, so we have to get them up and out. It's like it's germinating in your mind, and something about talking about it, obviously with people you trust, right? Not someone who you're worried they're going to steal your idea and take the money and run. Avoid those people. Sense out their energy, but you are quite intuitive. With these cards coming up, you can sense people who are offering you love versus almost something about trying to get you to drink the Kool-Aid. People who are like recruiting you for their own selfish reasons. You can keep those people at a distance. You don't need to surround them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a group of 3 or 4. I'm not necessarily saying that it's a numbers thing, but yeah, something about like a little circle of people, a little tribe. It could even be, depending on what you're doing, it could be like, your church group or the people you play poker with, your book group. You know what I mean? There's something about a club where you guys together, they could help you work through some sort of problem and like help you find the solution to something you want to break into career-wise. They may even have some sort of opportunity where you could network with a family member, like a distant relative, like, oh, my uncle's involved in that. Let me give you his email or his number. Networking is huge. It's going to be helpful to you. Final advice or guidance, nurture that pentacle, nurture that little baby, that little project you got in your lap. It's time to bring it out into the world. It exists almost like, again, the metaphor of pregnancy, it exists in your tummy. And I mean, you are the Empress Taurus, right? So maybe that's what this is sort of calling out to. Yeah, it's like it exists in your tummy. It's time to give birth to this project and get it out in the sunlight where everybody can see it, right? Some of you may be single moms or single dads, and it's sort of saying to me, you're still a rock star. Don't let that hold you back. In fact, there's something about that is beneficial to you. It gives you a different perspective. Maybe if you're marketing something to children or marketing something to parents, you're all the wiser because you've already had that experience. Again, working with an Aries. I keep being called to say that. Or an earth sign, another earth sign, I suppose, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be, though. And then you have the Seven of Swords twice. So what's that all about? Sometimes the Seven of Swords isn't a great card, like in a romance spread. Sometimes it can be like, the liar, cheater, thief. It's not, though. For this, it was that indecision of you returning to a career or returning to even a childhood home to revisit something that's going to inspire some new creation. Maybe you're writing a book or writing an essay or doing an interview with someone from your past, from your childhood, whatever. There was this indecision of, should I go back there? I kind of don't want to. I've already started down this path. But as we were saying, there's a revisit to something you left behind in the past that I think you go to at least work on or reconcile or feel inspired by it. Then it's coming up again with this. So do some of you need to heal something with your mother? This is sometimes my mother or wife card. It could sometimes be something again with a Capricorn, another earth sign. It's probably representing you though. What are you running from? What are you cheating yourself out of? What are you lying to yourself about? Here's the thing. I don't mean that in a condescending way. Obviously, I'm saying it's like you're robbing yourself of opportunities that's the thing. It's like you're faced forward, but your head is stuck in the past. You need to reconcile the two. See how she's looking in her lap? The pentacle literally exists there now. She's not looking away from the baby. She's not looking down or up or whatever. Like she's looking at what's in her hand. So it's almost like you need to get yourself on the same page. You need to align your mind, your body, and spirit and focus on what's in your life now. If you're thinking of revisiting the past, go do that and take care of it, but then bring yourself back to the now. It's sort of like your energy is a little bit all over the place. Again, something about like a GPS rerouting. I keep getting that signal. So maybe you feel it as your calling to go visit someone or to go see someone or go to a specific location. And it's like, well, how long are you going to think about it before you actually do it? This is all about practicality and building. It's in your lap. It's tangible. It's in the 3D. You can reach out and touch it. Here it's like bringing your imagination or your dreams or your thoughts, reconciling into something that is its substance, it's tangible. Don't just dream about it, build it, work towards it. Or work towards moving away from it, right? If there's almost like this haunting nightmare that keeps calling you back and it's keeping you stuck in fear, right? Almost like Eight of Swords energy. There's a need to mentally find ways to cope and rebuild from it too. That's sort of your final advice or guidance. All right, so money looks okay. I will say when you start releasing control issues and leave the comfort zone, that's where money is going to come in. Yeah, you're going to have some sort of creative thought or idea or epiphany or you're going to be in communication with someone, particularly a water sign that's going to give you very good solid advice, wisdom, and spiritual guidance. And then you're going to be blown out of the water by all your creative potential. You have a Tower card, but it's a beautiful one, and here's why. It's a graduation. It's a graduation from something that was keeping you stuck and in the dark. All of a sudden, there's an explosion, and you're launched into freedom. Sorry about that, guys. My camera froze, but that's an indicator from the universe. Wrap it up. You're not supposed to know everything, right? There's going to be a major moment where you are launched into maybe stardom. I use that term very lightly, but you're liberated. You're free. Balance and harmony are restored. There's like a graduation of sorts with the World card. You're opening up your universe to expand. You're letting God know you're ready for the next big chapter in your life. And so this is a good tower. This is a beautiful tower that offers you strength and freedom and like illumination to see the truth now and focus on what's important. Again, something about pregnancy being like through the birth canal. That's a metaphor for some of you out there. All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what resonates, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. And happy birthday. Bye.